Friend request. I don't know if that's gonna. He's gonna. Okay. Starting. Okay, we're gonna focus on this for a moment. So we are starting off with the regional leg fests. Starting things off, we're gonna have Iceman facing off against Hatago. Iceman going in with Min Min, Chakram, Sparky. Hatago going in with the Toaster Slamamander, and it's a Sprint Man. Something that we don't see too often in the NA or EU sides these days. Friendly reminder to everybody, this is called the Regional Lag Fest for a reason. Players are going to be playing each other from across the ocean in many cases. Iceman is in the EU, Hatago is in Japan, I am in Canada, and Pokoyan is also from Japan. So we've got all over the place. Starting things off, or starting with this first round, Iceman is going to take Hatago down with a pretty solid and just consistently safe play, utilizing that Dragon Arm, Chakram, and just walling out Hatago. We'll call him Hatago. Hatago ready with... Yeah, that rolls off better. Hatago ready with a rush, starting off in a bit of a deficit, as Iceman is going to pressure him down with a couple of well-aimed Chakram shots and sniping him out with the Chakram rush. Hatago very low on health. Has to go through a full 100%. Only has enough health to take one more hit, and he's gonna get knocked down. Iceman getting a perfect in our first match. Alright, so they're both gonna dive straight back in. Yeah, this is a really cool idea. I like it. I've been trying to get something like this going for a while now, so I'm happy to be able to see this come into fruition once more. Even if it's going to be a little bit silly sometimes. I mean, it's been well over a year since the international meet and greet, so it's cool. It's cool. Heading into our next round, Hatago switching over to double toaster, looking to try to utilize those two gloves to outbox Iceman. But so far is struggling to keep up with Iceman's pressure and that giant just deadly Chakram. Iceman not even focused on getting any grab confirms, just looking to apply consistent and safe damage. Likely going to hold on to that rush too, as he has such a massive health lead. Hatago uses his rush and is now going to focus on just throwing out these charged toasters to chase after Iceman, and manages to get another one to connect, but that grab's going to slip right by, and Iceman takes the first round. One of the things I'm going to enjoy the most are how weird some of the interactions are going to be because of the lag. They're going to be very silly. Diving into this next round, Hatago taking a lot of heavy damage here and is just in a very rough position, as Iceman is just once again consistently pressuring him down, giving him a hard time and preventing him from really being able to fight back. Another quick double hit, and now Iceman looking to close things out with the rush. Had to go safely blocking it. And now now Iceman just looking to find one more window to slip in and take Hadago down. Hadago quickly building up a rush, but he's not going to have a chance to use it, as Iceman is going to take him down. And we'll be moving on in the brackets 2-0. That's the terror of Iceman. He's a very scary, very, very vicious. Next up in our match, I'm just gonna do that. We'll do... No, it's like... Oh... Leave. And we'll do... Poco Yan. Okay. Oh, you like how ARMS handles like better than Smash? I love it too. Alright, he's just gonna change his name quick, or they're just gonna change their name quickly, so we're gonna let him take that moment, or let them take that moment, and we'll just kinda we'll just chill, we'll breathe. Have any of you raise your hand if you've struggled with breathing? Especially in events like this. I will raise my hand for every single event. Especially when I'm trying to do everything at once. Oh snap, it's a double mech off. What are you doing with my Fun Chuck? Alright, they've got Fun Chuck. That makes the Thunderbird potentially a lot worse. Alright, yeah, I think I've got a good load up. Oh, gods. What delay? This is insane. Oh. This is just madness. But like it's okay a couple moments, and then a couple other moments it's not okay. Let's go double T-Bird now. Yes! Yes, we got a good read! Oh, we can still get those grabs! Oh, yeah, I deserve that. Come here! Come here, little Becky-chan! Oh. This is not working out as well. Oh, yeah, I got caught. You never see me. Yeah, I know. It's actually kind of rare. But I parried that with my... Eat it. Oh, that's... yeah, that's... Not lethal yet, but... No! I shouldn't have jumped! This is terrible. Spicy, I hated to break it to you, but I've been breathing manually since we started. Should I go with... The whammer would... I feel like the whammer would work better here. Let's do it. You know what? Okay, so let's give Poco the point there. There's the dragon. Put away the fun chuck. I am being so slow and stuttered. Oh, God. Not yet? Please. No! That was... I shouldn't have used the rush there. Dang it, Popper's too wide. That's scale. No, not yet. Damn! Okay. And Poco wins 2-0. Almost worked. Let's see, what are we gonna do for the next one? Oh, wait, nope, come back. Let's get... We'll bring the score down. Verse, how to go. We'll do that next. A lot of how I play and how I work really struggles in these kinds of scenarios. Leg really makes it so much harder. Let's see. All these guys like to shield, sit and wait and shield. They're very patient players. Obviously. There. I want to but it's 10:20. I mean, it's not too bad of a time. Oh, he landed it. And the Mander. Spicy. Guys, I can't even... Oh, gods. Bad aim. There it is. Yeah, we got the chips. Those Hydras. I can't keep up with them. I knew, like, a portion of a second of a shield would be enough to bait him, though. Because we gotta go fast. And we're going straight back here. Classic random stage. No double toaster. I need to stop falling for those deflects. Aha! If you do the bracket command, yes. There is. Okay, yeah, that order does not work. Okay. Yeah. He's not gonna throw it there. He's throwing it there though. Nice pacing, nice movement. A little raccoon. Really? Obviously. You gonna play some games before bed? Have good sleep. No, good sleep for JK. Yeah, you bet. That's KO. Yeah. Ah, gods. Really? No! Gods, I really struggle against lag. Oh well. God, this stuff. Alright, I'm gonna finish off my last one so I can move on with my life. We'll do the base, man. Alright, let's see what's going on. It was a rough day. I'm stressed, I'm tired. Yeah, it makes sense for me to be acting this way. You take care, Tom. I'm making some pretty rushed decisions. Oh, God. Ugh. So fast grab. Watch as Iceman just destroys everybody else. Or he'll destroy me too. Ah! I jumped the wrong way. Oh, I did it again. And yeah, I should have hovered. I'm tossing a lot of these off of really bad plays. Oh, that was a bad aim. Yeah, I've lost my tempo. No, I have the high ground. No, no, those rush exchanges are perfect examples of, hi, I'm Min Min. It doesn't matter where my position is, I am Anakin in these cases. Or, yeah, every case. Against Min Min, against Ribbon Girl, I'm Anakin. It doesn't matter if I start with height advantage. I'm still Anakin. It's just how it be. Oh, there's a hit. Oh, I should have shielded. I could have shielded that. My rushes are so off point. You want to know what's going on? Anxiety. Stress. It's making me make a lot of bad decisions. That Megaton might actually come in handy. I didn't jump or anything. No. Deserved. Very deserved. I don't recommend being stressed. It's not healthy. Cool. This popper is not helping. But it is helping at the same time. It's just when I'm timing it poorly. I'm making bad investments. If you get my drift. Really? Can't even parry those. No, it's okay, Spicy. It was just a bit of a rough day. Dead boots! Ark! Oh no! And that's KO. Well, I'm out. That's okay though. Today's not a good day for competing. Let's do Poco and how to go. Who came in first? How to go. Alright, heading into our first match. After that little bit, we've got Pocoyan facing off against Hadago, which is going to be our first Japan versus Japan match of the stream. We might get more, we might not. We'll see what happens. Starting things off, Pocoyan holding on to a light advantage here. Patiently poking out and just trying to bait out a lot of Hadago's plays, taking advantage of that weight with the shield, and is now just looking for one more confirm to take him down. Hadago going back to the Hydra Slamamander. Both players actually working with the Mander here, and Pocoyan has done an effective job just fighting back against that deflect. But now Hadago able to utilize his rush and has brought himself back from the brink and is just looking for one more hit to take Poco down. Poco sees a nice opportunity, slips in between the cracks, and is going to throw out the rush, connects with a KO, and takes the first round. Heading into our next round, both players sticking with their current loadout, their current tools. Safely steps right out of the way of the grab, leaps over another one. Poco being very aggressive with those grabs, none of them connecting though, as Hadago just continues to make his way around. Gets caught by the fourth one though, and Poco now holding on to a very sizable health lead. Sees a nice opportunity for that man to rush. Connects for 340, and now Poco just looking for one more hit to take Hadago down. Hadago responds with a rush. Still has to take down 50% of Poco's health though. But he is getting some nice tempo, some nice momentum, a couple of quick hits. But it's not going to be enough, as Poco going to be able to find one more strike in with the Mander and takes the first round. First game. Both players step right back into the ring, and lo and behold, the classic art of the random stage selector brings us once again to Via Dolce. Starting off this round, both players diving straight in. Poco going to be a little more aggressive, takes a bit more ground. Hadago has to be really careful as Pocoyan can really take advantage of Via Dolce's shape and how many corners there are here. Once Poco has an advantage state, that armor just makes it a lot more difficult for Hadago to fight back. Gets caught out by a grab. Oftentimes that's one of the few and only options that somebody might have in a corner position against a heavy, and that can just lead to a lot of safe grabs for the heavy user, or just good confirms, much like this one, just leaping out right in time and connects with that Mander and takes the first round dominantly. Our second round starts, and Hadago has decided to equip the double toaster, the puncher down, the wall of flurries, the classic OP loadout. Pocoyan, very, very anxious around this, doesn't really have too much of an idea on what they're wanting to do here, and these toasters are just proving to be a massive challenge, as Hadago is able to just pressure extremely effectively, and it's just brought Poco into the red. One final hit is all Hadago needs to take Poco down, and it's going to be a charged toaster. Poco just not comfortable or confident in their loadout for that matchup specifically, and has decided to put on the double nades to face off against the double toaster. We've got ourselves a Japan boxing match going on. I genuinely should have put double toaster on. Oh. Pocoyan starting off with a light lead, just effectively keeping Hadago locked into the corner with just a wall of explosive pain and fury. But Hadago finds his way out with a quick grab and is now in a very aggressive position, just looking to try to close things out. Cancels out Poco's rush, and he's gonna land they're gonna land theirs for 300 damage. Recognizing that Poco's just choosing to shield at this point, Hadago finds a couple of opportunities to respond, capitalizing on them with 2 grabs, and takes the second game. Heading into our next match, the final for these two. Potato King will bless us with the gift of lag. Much appreciated. What better way to celebrate the regional lag fest than the gift of lag? Starting off this match, Poco is starting very aggressively and has dished out an immense amount of damage on Hadago. Both players switching back to their initial loadouts, their default tools kit for this match. And it's working out very much more favorably for Pocoyan, as they're able to knock Hadago into the red. Has yet to be taken any serious damage, finally takes a charged Hydra to the face. But Hadago does not have any more health left. And Poco going to be able to take him down, slipping one more slice shot in there with the Mander, and is now 1 match away from taking this game. Hadago chooses to remain with this loadout, even though he's seen it be less effective, especially rather than the double toaster. I'm guessing he fears the stage design. It's not going to be as effective for double toaster cornering that he probably was looking for. Or just he's expecting it to be a little bit more ranged of a match. So he's looking for more ranged tools. Pocoyan sees a nice opportunity, follows up with a strong 335 rush with the juggle, and is now just looking for a little bit more damage to take Hadago down. Hadago does have Enrage though, allowing him to get some very safe pressure, but it's not going to be able to work out as that Popper is going to trade with the Mander. And allows Poco to move on to 2-1. What could have been a turnaround just does not work out. As Hadago just gets caught out by the Popper. That's just something that the Popper's really good at doing. Is just, it'll walk right up to you. And if you don't have something safely protecting yourself while you're pressuring, it'll just punch you. It's a great tool for trades. Let's see. Next up, we are going to have Pocoyan facing off against Iceman. And gonna dive right in. Poco going to stick with Mechanica. Iceman sticking with Ribbon Girl here. I mean, it's okay to say that there might be a bit of lag here. It is the international, it is the regional lag fest. Starting things off, Poco going double Biffler to try to counter this Ribbon Girl. And so far gets the first hit in, giving Poco a slight lead. Poco trying to be very careful of these two shock arms, as any hit can be a very safe and punishing blow for Iceman. Quickly balancing out the health wheels with a single combo. Another opportunity and Iceman's going to take it, but Pocoyan just far enough to safely block it, but gets caught by the second Siki and loses 190 health. Just a little too eager on that. Going to be able to catch Iceman with that rush though. And now both very close to each other on health range. Pocoyan can only take a couple more hits though, as they're probably going to be confirms. Iceman very close to following as well though, but does get the quick chain of hits. And Pocoyan safely recognizing that that rush was coming, shields, and stays in this match. Gets another quick chain of hits, and is now looking for a final hit to take Iceman down. With only a few seconds left, might choose to just try to time things out. But Poco going to be able to catch Iceman with the charge Biffler. He takes the first round. Diving straight into this next round. Poco ready with a rush. Iceman quickly charging up a rush of his own. And now ready. Can easily outbox Poco's rush if they're not careful, but they get to see a nice opportunity to shield. And Poco tries to go in for the punish, but is not going to be able to land much beyond a quick 50 and ends up getting stunned. Pocoyan utilizing the high speed of the Biffler and even higher speeds because of this regional lag, and is able to apply an intense amount of pressure on Iceman, knocking them down into red. Iceman at critical health is just looking for some tempo to start bringing things back, but with only a single hit left, might not be able to. 385 damage, still has 50% of Poco's health that they need to be able to take down. But Iceman is able to get some good tempo going in with a couple of quick hits and quickly removes a large chunk of Poco's health. Poco recognizes that a small window of opportunity to capitalize on a punish and dives straight in with the rush, giving Pocoyan the first game. Iceman stepping right back into the ring, equips the Master of Mumfords. Pocoyan definitely is not equipped for this, as Poco has gone for a hard Ribbon Girl counter loadout and is now in a very, very dicey position. Chooses to utilize a couple of quick light arms to just try to wall out Iceman. Iceman, though, does have 2 stun arms, just continuing that wall of shock and stun into just terror. Pocoyan starting off with an advantage though, getting some nice pressure in, getting a couple of pokes in and a strong grab. And quickly knocks Iceman to 50% health. Dives right over that Sparky and gets a successful grab. Sees a very, very clear tell of a incoming rush, and Pocoyan is going to safely block it. Iceman knocked into the red, does not have much health left to survive this damage, and he's not going to as a rush connects, giving Poco the first round. Iceman switching up his loadout, puts the Thunderbird away, and is going to go double Sparky to just try to wall punch straight through all of Pocoyan's attacks. And Pocoyan choosing to play a very patient playstyle in response. Leaning heavily into the shields, just trying to utilize a block counter mode of motion. As he's just not going to be able to keep up with Iceman any other way. Especially in such a small stage. Iceman canceling Poco's rush out with a well-aimed Sparky. Gets another couple of quick hits and is just looking for a little bit more damage to take Poco down. Poco knocked into the red, cannot take this rush. Iceman throws it out, realizing that it was important just to go for that KO, and brings the round score to 1-1. Poco going to throw on double bubs, looking to just straight up outbox those double Sparkies. Poco definitely can have a very advantaged state now, just has to be careful to not get caught by a charged Sparky. Lands a 245 rush, and Pocoyan starting off with a light advantage. Continuing to find these small pokes and just safely punching down these Sparkies, preventing Poco from taking too much serious damage, but in comes a 200 damage grab, and a second one, quickly evening it out those health pools. Both go into a boxing fit. Iceman holding onto a slight height advantage is able to leap right through and gets one more stun grab combo and brings the score to 1-1. I forgot to fix the overlay. Again. Poco and likely gonna change up their loadout a little bit in response to the fact that Iceman has swapped over from Ruin Girl to Master Mummy, and they've seen Iceman go in with a Min Min before. So it's really a guessing game as to what Iceman will be going in with. It could quite literally be anything to Poco Yan at this point. So Poco might potentially try to set up a loadout to counter multiple different characters in some way or other. Be like, this arm is potentially for this character, this is for this character. But we'll see what Poco has chosen to equip as we dive into our next match. And they go in with a Mumford counter. Once again, Iceman has swapped, recognizing that Poco was likely going to try to go for a hard counter loadout. That nade's still an effective tool though, is going to allow Poco a little bit more accessibility against Min Min. Both players going in with Ram Rams in tow. Iceman equipped alongside an Ice Dragon. Poco going in with the nade. And so far starting off, Poco holding on to a light lead here, just taking advantage of Sky Arena's middle platform and giving Iceman an extremely tough time. Dodgers right out of the way of that grab, and Poco is going to make it out of this round with a nigh perfect. Forcing Iceman down and just preventing him from being able to use these, take advantage of the long stage in any way. That causes Iceman though to bring out the Sparky, giving him a little bit more options at the close range. And now both players basically have the same loadout. Iceman lands a 325 damage rush and is now in quite the mirror situation, holding on to a very dominant lead. Knocks Poco into just about the red. Couple more quick hits, and now Poco is in a very tight position. Tries to pin Iceman out and try to bring things back. Getting a couple of quick hits, and a rush will likely balance things out. But Iceman is going to be able to reach right in with that grab and is now just looking for a single hit more. Iceman also ready with a rush. Could potentially just time things out here, be very patient, and just focus on trying to scare Poco down. Does get caught down though by another Ram Ram and a nade. Now Poco can potentially KO Iceman here with a successful rush. That's just barely going to not be enough. Iceman chooses to throw his rush in response, giving himself a little bit more space. He does still have a fraction of a health lead. Poco tries to go in, catching a window of breath, but just does not have enough luck, and the timer is going to go down. Iceman timing Poco with about 10, 20, 30 health. The final round of this bracket begins with Iceman successfully landing a grab and putting himself in a very strong position on the high ground, and with a dragon arm in tow. Poco going to be able to knock him down though, and sees a rush coming, going to safely block it. Man, weaving around these attacks, just making sure that he stays out, and is going to see a very strong opportunity for a safe block. Prevents him from taking some very serious damage, and keeps both at basically even health. Both trading back and forth, neither getting too strong of an advantage. Iceman did get a stun confirmed there, but was not quick enough on his feet to be able to capitalize on that. And is going to be knocked down from that blast, giving Poco the advantage. Poco now looking for just a rush confirm. And he sees it and is going to connect. Poco taking Iceman down 2-1. And that ends our bracket. And let's see how everybody else is standing. It looks like we are the first to finish. We will have Poco, Yan, and Iceman moving on. Hadago and Believe are out of the brackets. Looking at some of these other pools, it looks like Goof is basically set to be moving on to the final stage, with either Gyoten or Becca going to be the ones to... Either one of those two going to be making it over. Mr. Pleasure Bear, thank you for the follow. And in Group C, we've got Cold Stare, very likely to move on, with Okrim and Torio, potential candidates to be moving on in the brackets as well. And of course, Hebrot, the tournament organizer of this, the one just making sure everybody's following the rules and everything, he's got to buy. So with that, I believe we've just got a bit of time to kill. Not much going on here, because we finished so quick. I swear, I'm pretty sure I'm not that fast. Let's... Final stage. We'll update that. And we'll just move over to this again. Let's stick with this loadout. A voice call? I guess, yeah, we could do that. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, just, there he is. Hello?
Okay, says hello.
Hello?
There he is.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, you're echoing.
Okay, maybe everyone can hear me right now.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Happy Birthday. So this is the first time I speak online, honestly.
Yep. The world has heard your voice. Everybody make memes of the man.
I just want to say thank you very much for joining our tournament. And I just wish you guys having fun with this. And maybe if we will doing this again in the future, I will be very happy to have you guys join us again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Goodbye. My aim is so off with this. And I'm being way too slow with things. Yeah, I see what's going on. Come here. What? Yes! Yes, suck it, nerd! I didn't get my shield out in time. That would have been a really nice punish otherwise. Yeah, I'm gonna take my headphones off. I don't feel like wearing them. Oh god, I'm not even pressing buttons. Yeah, I'm just panicking a lot of this. Yeah, I'm playing really poorly right now, eh? Let's see, how are things going now? They're still slowly going. Where's my lobby? Almost only English stream lobby. Okay. Let's see. I want to do another with how to go to. While I keep an eye on how brackets are going. Okay. But having a bad day is that realizing it makes you play worse and it's just a perpetual cycle? The important thing is to recognize it. Like, the important thing is to be able to realize where things are coming from. And then you can kind of learn how to manage it from there. I parried that with the Thunderbird. Okay. Is this lag in the leg festival? You are correct, Nyx. There is, in fact, lag. In the regional leg festival. That's the KO. Okay, Iceman will play them now. It sucks too, you can't think straight. I mean, that said, I'm guessing Iceman isn't in the best position either, because it's like, what, 4 or 5 a.m. for the guy? 6 a.m. now? Maybe 7 at best? I didn't want to just pull on double toaster on the guy. Probably should have. It wouldn't have made much of a difference. It'd probably upset me even more if I lost. I love how this looks. His manner is going behind himself. The most glorious of witchcrafts. Alright, it looks like the other side is just starting to finish up. Group B just finished. Goof will be moving on with a perfect score. Yuton will be moving on with 2 wins and a loss. And in Group C, it looks like we've got Torio and Cold Stare holding 2 wins each. And if Okram is capable of taking down Kiri, there's a possible tie split between Cold Stare and Okram that will be determined by challenge magic. Let's see. So yeah, actually, let's see. In terms of region, we've got 1 Japan, 1 EU, 1 in A, 2 Japan. We'll have 4 from Japan, 1 of which got a bye. And then 2 of either US or EU, and then 1 of the other. So yeah, the group final stage is going to be very, very filled with Japan players. I'm guessing if Okram doesn't make it, he'll be happy because that means he gets to go to bed again. I mean, unless he's already too awake now because of this. I was really hoping for Okram to make it to the final stage. Oh, there was a slow-mo moment! Oh snap, cool host! Haiku! It looks like Kiri was able to take Okram down, which means that Cold Stare and Torio will be moving on in the brackets. Cool! Congrats on graduation! Alright, with that, everything is set. I'm gonna move us over to final stage. We'll let these two... Oh! Guys, I must have completely forgot about this. Guys, you all know the prediction stuff from MLM, right? Good news! You can do it for this one too! Vote for your most favorite of competitors. Who do you think's gonna take the first regional leg festival? Vote now, I guess. I'm gonna make my own prediction. Let's see. I guess Coco Yan's gonna make it to finals. That's the winner will be Oof. And I'll submit my prediction. Guys, you could do predictions. Why are there predictions? Beyond that, though, I think we're probably gonna just start the tournament. Tries to go in for the rush. It's not gonna work out. Double toaster spring Sean. Pretty cool. There. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do this. Alright, so we're gonna have everybody leave the lobby. Not sure if anybody's doing any predictions. I was the only one to do predictions, so I'm just... Oh, nope, there's two other predictions. Nice. We're not gonna wait around too long for these. Let's see. The Great Otaku, thank you for the follow, love. I'm going to call in because we are the English side. I am going to leave the English players. And we're going to get the two Japanese players in here. What? Hold on. Uh... Sorry, I'm just... sorting something out. Let's see. We're gonna try to get the phone code. Hang on. Let's fix this. Yeah, it's pretty late at NA, so we can't really be taking a break. It'd be better for us just to get going. And then I also want Torio. So I'm gonna have to accept more friend requests. We just need the friend requests. Super late? Yeah. I'm gonna talk to I want to see if I can try to okay. A lot of what was planned for this tournament, unfortunately, it had the NA and the Japan community in mind. Unfortunately, this means that we didn't really... While I should have considered the EU community, at the time of planning out this event, it slipped my mind. I'm sorry. I am going to be talking to Heberot, and I'm going to try to swing this to be a little bit later or a little bit earlier. 'Cause that way we can have more people in here. Or so that we can be more balanced of a time. Because, let's see. For them, it's noon. So we could probably push it back, like... No! Spicy. It's not, like, literally impossible, but it's actually fairly possible. Like, if we moved back 4 hours, that would mean it would be, like, 8 a.m., so it would be fairly early for a lot of the Japan community, but it would be midnight for the EU. There is going to be that section that can't participate. That ranges from in between EU and JP. But if we fit that together, like, right now, that region is a lot smaller than the EU to Japan. Like, if we can get EU, Japan, and North America, those are like the core arms communities right now. So we want to try to fit in those three, and that is very possible. And then the remaining people. BPM UK is a nice sweet spot. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him. We're gonna try to sort this out a little bit more, and see if we can get things going. That's Torio, which means we can go back to this. And then that would be Yotan. Oh, that didn't even enter. Bam. But yeah, we can definitely make it work. I'll just say that so that I can get that conversation going. And we should be all set. And both players stepping into the ring. We are going to have ourselves Twintel facing off against Springman. My phone's still... No, my phone's fully charged. Yay. Alright, so Torio going in Toaster Glusher Twintel. And we've got Gyurten going in as a Toaster Tri-Bolt Springman. We've got a default Springman in here. Yo, let's go. Yoten going in, repping the default Springman. He's even got the Resolve skin. Even though I'm not... maybe Resolve hat. Well, he was there for Evo Japan and Kage. He made some impact, I'm sure. Wonder how many of them remember me. I hope they don't. I mean... Gyoten throwing out a very strong 290 damage rush, punishing the attack, and is now just looking for a little bit more damage to take Torio down. Torio throwing out a lot of pressure, but none of it really connecting. Gyoten just safely waiting things out, is able to find those small windows to go in for a punish. Ugh. And takes the first round. Torio switching the Glusher over for the Ram now. Gonna be able to do a lot more shield pressure damage, but ends up getting sniped down by an excellently aimed Toaster. Gyoten looking to apply some more pressure with that rush in tow, and sees a nice opportunity to go in, but it's not going to connect as Torio safely hops right off of the springboard trampoline and back into a safe position for a shield. Gyoten trying to find a window to get a stun grab combo or just some more solid damage. Holding on to a solid lead is just going to wait things out. Generally, I'd say this is a matchup where Twintelle is a little bit more advantaged, but the real advantage goes to whoever takes the lead. And Gyoten definitely has a solid lead right now. It's going to be a lot more difficult for Torio to be able to bring this back, as Gyoten can just patiently wait things out with his shield or with his deflects, see what's coming in, and just get these nice punishes. And Gyoten takes the first match. Torio raring to go, steps right back into the ring. Gyoten taking a step back, likely thinking up a new strategy, planning some things out, and steps back in, and we will be facing off in Sky Arena. Do note that instead of a boomerang, he's got a chakram set up, potentially as a more counter to things like Helix. I wonder what kind of things would he want to use the chakram for? Characters that dash around a lot. Ninjara probably is going to be a really good tool to have that chakram available. Or chakram's good against Ninjara, yeah. There's a few places where it's better than the Tri-Bolt. So he's probably got it where he's always got a Toaster, and then he's got a Tri-Bolt and or a Chakram as his other arm, just as extra options. Gonna try to leap over that, but gets caught out by that Ram. And Torio able to take away his rush, but is taking some heavy damage in the process, and still has a long road to go before they have the chance to bring things back. Especially after another grab combo like that. Now Torio is one hit away from getting KO'd and is going to leap right into that Tri-Bolt. Gyoten just looking for one more KO to be able to take the set and move on to face off against Poyokan. Oh god, I'm so terrible at this. I apologize for all the butcherings that I have done. But so far, it looks like the advantage is going to be in Torio's side, as they are going to be capable of getting the first couple of hits and puts himself in a strong position to just patiently wait things out. And now, with Gyoten having to be the aggressor, giving Torio a lot more opportunities to get these really nice punishes. Just pretty much doing a complete reverse of what Gyoten has been doing this entire time. Throws out a quick rush, but Gyoten going to safely block it. 30 seconds left on the clock. Gyoten really needs to get something going for himself, but he's just not able to find that opportunity. Not risking too many grabs in fear of it getting punished by any attack. Does have a rush ready, but that's not going to be enough on its own. Starting to get a little desperate. Gonna get punished for it by a toaster. Sees a moment to go in for the rush, but he's gonna need a stun grab combo to be able to bring this back. That grab not gonna be enough. And Torio is going to be able to successfully time him out. How to go poke. Thank you for the follow, love. Torio looking to win this round to give themselves another chance to potentially move on the brackets. Gyoten just needing to take this match in order to move on. But so far, Torio's starting off very advantaged, gets a couple of nice reads, takes advantage of that available rush, and is now at a massive health lead. Definitely in a strong position to try to time this out if they choose to play patiently. Gyoten switching over to the Chakram, going to throw out a rush, a shield breaker. It can do a decent amount of damage, but as most of it was blocked by that shield, only ends up coming out to 100 damage. Torio now ready with the rush, is gonna throw it out. Gyoten safely blocking it. Just holding on by threads, especially after that charged Ram. And with, once again, 30 seconds left on the clock, this looks like a very similar scenario to pretty much every round we've had so far. Just Torio now patiently waiting things out, utilizing that Starstruck to try to slow down the match and just give themselves more time to wait things out, see any opportunities to safely block, get these nice punishes, and catches Gyoten with the grab, bringing the score to 1-1. Both of these two characters can be very defensive when utilized correctly, and especially if they have a lead. It can just make things incredibly difficult for the opponent, as they can just time out as much as possible. They're gonna have a lot harder time getting that timeout though, as our next match is going to be Sparring Ring, one of the most aggressive stages of this game. Torio going in with Toaster Ram once more. Gyoten. Going in Toaster Tribal and starts off with the advantage, getting the first hit. And now forcing Torio to be on the offensive. This is allowing him to start getting more momentum again. And we're quickly seeing Gyoten now has a sizable health lead just because of that first successful trade. Both players are ready with rush. It's very unlikely that either one is going to throw out their rush in this circumstance, and Torio just going to take the hit. Gyoten now in an advantage. What Torio's looking to do is to take away Gyoten's rush and successfully land their own. This is a great opportunity for Torio to be able to bring this back. Just needs to play patiently, but is just a little too anxious at the pressure that Gyoten is capable of piling out, and is quickly overwhelmed. Gyoten now just getting combo chain after combo and is going to quickly close things out, taking Torio down 2-1. Both players are still in the bracket. Both still have a chance. Gyoten will be having to face off against Pocoyan. Looks like the other two matches were not completed yet. that said, I just started the tournament, so... It's hard to say what's really going down. Okay, it looks like... Yeah, Kiri's got the Iceman Cold... Or the Iceman Hebero. And... Yeah, we're just seeing how those two matches are going, and we'll get those going as we go. I was saying that we should have the streamers stream the semifinals together, so I'm gonna take this moment that while I'm in the lead to go to the washroom. I'll be right back. While we're all waiting, I will remind all your lovely faces that if you're enjoying the stream, you go ahead, you follow the stream, support Merv. Merv appreciate help. We also have commands, as you can see scrolling down below the bottom of the screen. You can utilize any of those commands to see silly stuff like a quote from Malieve. Just like that one. A very nice quote. Gaddy. I have no words for you. Or you can try to gender shift, which sometimes doesn't work out as planned, but whatever. I didn't want to gender shift anyways. That would be cool. I suck at responding to people saying subscribing, but you could, if you want to subscribe, feel free to. It helps this channel out, helps me out. We are slowly working around towards getting more emotes on the channel. More emotes means more fun. Anybody who subscribes is able to add a song to the stream playlist. Terms and conditions do apply. Basically, just don't put copyrighted music in my stream playlist, please. I really don't want that. Let's see. Let's see what we should do for the next part. Let's see. Smeh. Oh, no, it's okay. No, Nix! No, you don't have... Oh, God. I'm not gonna hurt anybody over not subbing. There, for anybody who is, the command doesn't work. I spelled it right. Did I even make that command? There it is. It's sub, not subscribe. It's sub. There's a link there. But yeah, we're just, yeah. I think Zokan's on my friend. And we're just gonna wait for Zukan to finish. Yeah, they're still in the middle of theirs. And then I think we'll do, yeah, once they finish that one, actually, let me see if I can find Zukan. Wah! I can find the lobby code. Bam! I'm in. Hacker voice, I'm in. I'm sorry, that was a terrible meme. Oh, we gonna see the final hit? Ooh, who's gonna get the final blow? Oh, it reset. It's not over yet. Alright. I'm in. Wah! Wah! I'm in. Wah! Okay, so it looks like this matchup, Cold Stare holding on to a solid lead, or a slight lead right now, was able to successfully land a rush and is getting a couple of nice punishes in there, utilizing Kid Cobra's movement, effectively dodging out away a lot of attacks, but he's gonna get caught lightly by that rush. I believe he successfully shielded that. Cold Stare holding on to a very strong position and is slowly chipping away at Goof's health. Goof struggling to try to find an opportunity to start bringing things back. Going for a couple quick hits. Nothing too strong connecting though. But Goof successfully blocking is able to go in for a punish. But is going to get KO'd as Cold throws out one final rush. And takes the set. Moving on in the brackets. Oh no, we're not done yet. Oh, the first KO was to Goof, so Cold getting the second one. Now the score is 1-1. Both players diving straight back in. Goof going to take the lead on this round, giving himself a nice advantage, allowing him to more effectively just zone out Cold, and he gets a great catch with that rush, giving himself a 50% health lead. Cold struggling to try to find his way in, tried to get some swing things in his favor, but Goof is just walling him out, and he just cannot find his way around this pressure. Cold running out of options, slowly is building up rush, might not even have the chance to utilize it, as Goof only needs one more hit, one or two more hits to take Cold Stare down, and just before that, Cold finally does get a hit, throws out a couple more strikes, successfully lands a pretty strong grab, but that's not going to be enough. Goof takes Cold down in one final match, and Goof is going to move on in the bracket to face off against Iceman. How did you all enjoy my commentary of a match that we couldn't see? That's glorious. I'm gonna skip. We need more bubble commentary. No, I'm not doing more. Let's do the Goof and Iceman won. Oh no, we've had the other two wait a while. U10 next. What am I saying? Hang on. Poco, Yan, and U10. Perfect. Perfect. So right. So our next match. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, we're gonna do best of 5 from here. So we need Gyoten to hop back in to face off against Pocoyan. So we need Gyoten and Pocoyan in here. Oh hey, I have both of these two on my friend list already. So we're good. So we're just waiting for one of them to join into the lobby. That was actually really fun. That's something that I like to do from time to time, but I don't do it too often. I don't know, it's almost like I'm not streaming or doing commentary for bubble matches very often. It's almost like that's a rare thing to happen. It's kind of fun though, because you're just going off of health pools and how those health pools are interacting with each other. It's really silly. I'm doing alright. How is Tom? And now me. So, okay. So this, Zukon's also streaming his matches. So what we got going on right now is 2 different streamers streaming the same match. Like, if I do this, their stream sees that. If he does that, we see it. There they are. Oh god, they showed up at the same time. Dang it. I can't get the scores up properly. I'm gonna guess Yoten is here. And Poco Yan is here. Cool. And we'll find out how it goes right away. As both are going to step into the ring, and I got it backwards. Poco, what are you doing? Poco? No! No! That's my loadout! What are you doing? That is... You thief! Yes! It's my loadout! It's the loadout I've used for like the majority of my arms career! Poco is and my collar! This is totally intentional! This is... Poco starting off with a slight advantage, taking away Gyotan's rush. And now ready with a rush of their own. Gyotan safely blocks it, but takes a heavy amount of shield damage. The double roasters causing a lot of pressure and challenge for this loadout. The Funchuck can be effective at stopping the glove, but solid aiming can just work its way around the Funchuck and prevent it from effectively punching down those roasters. Pocoyan gets caught out by the grab. Gyotan, now in a very strong position, is going to dive right in for that rush, and that's going to be the first KO. Pocoyan... Pokeev. Okay, I have no words for this. Heading into this next round, Pocoyan sticking with that loadout, continuing to utilize it, and is able to successfully connect. Doesn't get the finishing touch though, but is holding on to a light lead. Gyotan trying to utilize the Tri-Blast Slapamander, but so far struggling to keep up with the pressure of the Funchuck Nade loadout. Both players holding onto their rush, likely looking for an opportunity to throw it out. Or there's a good chance, I'm suspecting neither side wants to throw their rush out, as Gyotan has a fairly solid deficit right now on health, and Pocoyan likely not wanting to throw out a rush just to somebody who's about to get KO'd. A stray explosion is going to be enough and brings the score to 1-1. What is even happening? I just realized they're reenacting. Wait, Believe and Resolve wasn't a match that they saw. That didn't end up happening in any of those tournaments. But this is basically Believe versus Resolve. Is this intentional? I can't focus. Pocoyan taking a lot of damage from the double roasters, just walling them out. Knocked right into the red. And Gyotan looking now just for any solid confirm. Ends up getting walled out by a quick charge of the Funchucks, but it's not going to be enough. The double roasters prevail. And Gyotan takes the first round. Pocoyan switching. Okay. The Believe Kaneka has been put down. Pocoyan switching back to their main setup. I'm flattered. Both players starting off the match. Gyotan getting pushed into the back wall, Pocoyan just safely utilizing Kaneka's movement and just covering all the ground, preventing Gyotan from really being able to catch Pocoyan out in any degree. just utilizing the Popper Slamamander effectively to pressure Gyotan. Gyotan charging up is now ready with a rush. It can straight up outclass Pocoyan, but Pocoyan does have a very solid combo rush that if they just throw it out, they could get some really nice damage. Gyotan chooses to throw out his rush and is going to even out the health pools. But a couple of quick hits and a nice grab puts Pocoyan back into the lead. Gyotan going to catch Poco down with a quick roaster, but is just continually getting poked down in the process, just preventing him from getting any solid health lead. Does have to be careful though, as Poco could just catch him with a rush like that, but he's going to be able to make it out just barely, but is finished off by a charged Popper, giving Poco the first round. Gyotan sticking with the double roaster, Poco working with the Mander Popper here. And it's going to be Gyotan taking the lead with a successful read with the double roaster. Double roaster is a pretty tricky thing for Mechanica to deal with. Fire element is one of her biggest weaknesses, and gloves are especially effective against Mechanica in most cases. There are various strategies that Mechanicas can implement. More often than not, they'll try to, in a lot of cases, they'll try to outbox or utilize a heavy to punch through the gloves. But there are cases where Mechanicas have been known to throw on poppers or solid curve arms to try to work around the double glove loadout to find their way and get some quick pokes and punishes beyond. Pocoyan finds a nice opportunity to throw out that rush, gets 335 damage, and is now looking for a final hit, and it's going to be a quick, uncharged Popper. That sounds like Crocow to me, Spenjo. Unlike some people I know in the ARMS community, he's actually willing to defend it. He's willing to defend the game he loves. Heading straight into our next match. Pocoyan sticking with their loadout. Gyotan keeping up with the double roasters here, trying to smoke Poco down, especially in a tight-knit stage. Much like Via Dolce, it can be a really tricky place for a Mechanica to work around those double roasters. But Gyotan does have to be careful because those wind arms will knock him back. And as soon as he's pushed into a corner, it's just so much more difficult of a match for him. Starting things off, Pocoyan holding the advantage as they continue to pressure Gyotan down. And now just holding onto a sizable lead. Just throwing out a flurry of pressuring pokes and presses. Making sure Gyotan just has as little room as possible to breathe. But they quickly find a way out and are going to punish that Mander, landing 320 damage, and are now just looking for a couple more hits to take Pocoyan down. One more hit after a successful uncharge with that charged roaster, and Gyotan takes the first round. That's a tricky thing about discussions like that. Tries to go in for the grab, but Gyotan is quick on his feet, knowing what was coming, and safely steps aside and goes for a grab himself. Gets a nice confirm and is going to follow it up for a hefty 340 damage grab with the juggle. Pocoyan taking a strong lead here. But Gyotan can utilize his pressure of the double roaster just to kind of quickly bring things back into his favor, utilizing the deflect of Sprainman. gets caught out by another charged roaster, making it a lot harder for Pokeyan to charge up another rush with every successful hit. Gyoten now just looking for a nice confirm to get that rush to connect and is going to be able to take the round, advancing 1 point. Yeah, there's a lot of high-end players that are like... I get it, it's kind of being realistic, like... We're not... The ARM scene isn't in the best scenario. Like, a lot of players are slowly stepping down, but like... That's a problem with... Well, it's not a problem for people to go in like that, but it's a problem when some of the bigger faces, the people that players are supposed to look up to, are like, ugh, yeah, don't bother with ARMS. Yeah, you're wasting your time with this game. When they're the top players, it's like, you're not representing the scene very well. You're not representing yourself well. You're just hurting us all. And looking like a complete butthead in the process. Heading into our next match, we're going to be moving over to Mausoleum. This can be a very difficult matchup for Pocoyan, as it's still very close range. But Pocoyan does have a lot more freedom with the fact that... Oh yeah, no caps, mate. Well, not that many caps. This can work out well enough for Pokeyan though, as there aren't too many corners, so while Gyoten can court pressure and just keep a close range combat, he never has the opportunity to really lock Pokeyan down. Pokeyan always has a solid option or two to kind of work their way around this pressure and just get some nice damage in. And we're seeing that a lot right now, as Pokeyan is now looking for just a little bit more damage to get the first KO. Safely blocking that roaster with the Slamamander and getting a nice shield in. Pokeyan now looking for just a single more hit to take Gyoten down. And it's going to be a successful trade on Pokeyan's side. If that trade didn't happen, that could have been a rush confirm for Gyoten, which could have been really dicey. Heading into this next round, Gyoten switching over to the Boomerang Hydra loadout. Trying to get a bit more of a rush confirm opportunity here. Could get some nice damage off. But now doesn't have the opportunity to box out that Popper or the Mander, as both of his arms just kind of meet with it. Pokeyan effectively trying to space him out, just holding out, finding those safe opportunities to go in, and just utilizing their tools to continue to fight down Gyoten. Gyoten trying to find a way to sneak in, utilizing those deflects, those uncharged and charged shots, but is struggling to find a strong opportunity to get any serious damage. That's going to be the rush confirm, and Pokeyan going to connect for a 335 damage rush, putting Poco in a massive health lead. Both players just looking for that one confirm, and it's going to be Poco who's going to be able to find theirs first, and is now looking for just a little bit more damage. A single hit will be enough. Gyoten still having to get through 75% of Poco's health. And it's going to be Poco successfully getting a nice one final solid hit to take the next round. Well, a lot of it is like a group of loving people, or a group of for us. It's very much just a community, a big group of people. But like, that's where you go from to grow into being a competitive scene. The problem is when that community that's supposed to be supporting and working together are viciously like discouraging and tearing the game apart that they're supposed to be like the big supporters of. It's like, it just feels weird. Starting off this next round, we are going to be going over to the scrapyard, a very strong stage for Pocoyan, as there's just so much space, so much zoning that Poco is really able to capitalize on, especially with a Popper and Slamamander as tools, just constantly can throw Yotan around all over the place. This stage very advantaged, and is going to lead to a really safe rush combo, 335 damage plus another juggle. Yotan just gonna take the L here. Not wanting to give Poco too much time to charge up another rush, just chooses to take the KO. And is gonna go back in Hydra equipped. Both players patiently waiting around the final pillar, trying to find their way in to get that first strike. And Yotan is going to be the first one to connect, puts himself on a light lead. But it's a very light one, and it can quickly turn to Poco's advantage if they're not careful. Sees a moment to go in for rush, but Poco quickly dashing out of the way and gets caught by a Mander. Poco tries to go in for the grab, not going to connect, sees an opportunity though beyond, and lands a 335 damage rush once more, and is now looking for one more KO, just one more hit to move on to the winner's finals bracket. And that's going to be it. Pocoyan, after role-playing as Malik for a bit and it not working out, Oh my. Alright. So we'll enter in that score for them. Poco, why you didn't have... Oh god, I'm so flustered right now. I want to be the negative one here, but from what I've seen, in the grand scheme of things, directly in that community, they're fine, but I'm just gonna say, none of the communities are very clean, per se. They all have a lot of arrogant pride. Some more than others. Alright, next up we're going to have Iceman and Goof step into the ring. Alright, oh, I didn't see who came in first. We'll figure it out. Alright. Moving into our next match, we have ourselves Goof facing off against Iceman. Goof going in as Dr. Quail. Here, let's fix up the scoreboard here so that's a little more accurate. And we've got... starting things off, Goof going to hold on to land a successful rush and cement a pretty solid health lead for himself. Iceman trying to get some pressure going and is going to get a nice stun but misses out on the grab. Coil's levitation allowing Goof to slip out of the way unharmed. Goof lands another blow with the boomerang and continues to hold his very dominant position. Gets a couple of nice hits and is now just looking for a little bit more damage to take Iceman down and claim the first round. And Goof is going to be able to connect with one more Hydra shot. And takes the first round. Iceman switching the Seiki over is going to utilize the popper to more effectively catch Goof and his wide movements. Just allowing Iceman to be more effective at catching a lot of what Goof is doing. This is definitely a really good pick of arms to help out Iceman. But he's going to be quickly thrown into a disadvantaged state as Goof throws out another successful rush. Iceman missing out on a potential rush opportunity, and something tells me that's only going to hurt him in the long run for this match, as he's going to really not find too many other opportunities to utilize that rush. Goof charging up another one, has a second one ready, and Iceman has yet to utilize their first. This rush from Iceman really is going to have to work for them in their favor, but it's not going to even have that chance, as Goof catches him as he's trying to evade and set up a punish, and allows Goof to take the first round. Heading into our next match, Iceman switching over to Min Min, hoping to utilize Min Min and some of her abilities. Just that Dragon Arm can really help out, especially with a max girth Chakram in tow. But he has to be really careful, as just Hydras and Boomerangs are all over the place, covering that ground, and can quickly take away that Dragon Arm. Iceman already experienced an intense amount of shield damage. Goof could easily just go in for a shield breaker at any time he wants. And he sees a moment forcing Iceman into that position. And Goof going to be able to land a KO. Just overwhelming Iceman in this small stage. Alright. Goof holding on to a solid lead. Once more, just... Iceman really cannot keep up with the pressure that Goof is just applying. Goof not even trying to focus on using his third arm. When he gets the chance, he'll go for it, but a lot of it is just wild open shots. And Goof is going to land one more blow and takes the second game. Alright, and heading into our next match, what could potentially be Goof moving on into the winners finals. Just sticking with the Hydra Boomerang loadout. It's been working out very exceptionally well for him. Iceman switching over to Ribbon Girl now, trying to figure something out, find some window opportunity. And is going in with Tri-Blast Nade. So far, having a bit of luck, gets a couple of nice hits in there. But Goof gonna land an exceptionally solid rush. And now, but is starting to get pressured quite a bit by Iceman's utility and these solid blasts. But Iceman just not able to find a way to close in the distance on time, and Goof has another rush ready. Iceman gonna dive in for that, but it's not gonna be able to connect and ends up getting punished as he turrets his way, trying to slowly hone in on Goof's position. Goof now looking for one more win to be able to take this. Iceman running out of options, puts the nade down and equips the Slamamander, but only faces a 350 damage rush in exchange. And one more rush is going to come out. It's not going to be able to connect. Iceman still in this match, just hanging in by a thread as he gets caught by one more boomerang. Now, not even figurative, as he has literally no health left to sustain any more damage. Tries to catch a punish attempt. Is Bagoof going to patiently shield it out? And one more snipe off of the Hydra is going to allow Goof to make a clean sweep into the grand finals. Alright, and with that, and yeah, so that means that we've got ourselves Pocoyan versus Goof. Two titans of the NA and JP community facing off here. so we can get Poco back in. I have nice hair. That's good. And I'm just gonna fix up the scoreboard quickly. So yeah, we've got winners finals 2 Mechanicas. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? Bam. And winners finals. And Goof is all set. Poco, I'm guessing, is just planning out a little bit of a strategy for what might be the Mechanica Mirror matchup. Guys, you know what'd be funny? If they both went if they both did my Mechanica, I would be so embarrassed. No, they're gonna stick to their things. Cool. I'd much rather that. I'm already flustered and both players going in with near identical loadouts. The only difference being Pocoyan having a nade equipped and Goof having a roaster equipped. What? Starting off the match, Goof going to hold on to a light lead, getting a couple of quick catches with the roaster, and he's going to break right through that pillar, landing a feisty 320, and he's going to take advantage of that charge state to try to keep that pressure going. Gets a lot of chip damage and is just looking for a couple more hits to take Poco down, and it's going to be one more, giving Goof a remarkable first round. Which side were we just on? I'm gonna watch from Poco's side. Pocoyan just not able to keep up with these grabs. Goof just applying a heavy amount of damage, is now in a 50% health lead. That thought rush not gonna fully connect. Pocoyan able to start getting some momentum to try to come back. Misses that grab, and that's gonna allow Goof to get a couple of quick chip damages. But is still feeling a lot of pressure. A lot of it now quickly tossed aside as Goof gonna safely block a very dangerous rush. Goof now just looking for one more confirm, and he's gonna see a very safe opportunity. Goes straight in and overwhelms Pocoyan, taking the first round. If you're wanting to start a Splatoon group with him, I definitely would recommend it. It'd be cool for you two to be able to get something going like that. Make your own little group, getting rolling, get those scrims and everything going. Is it going to be the exact same? Nope. Pocoyan going to change up quite a bit here. Going in with a pretty heavy loadout change. I'd like to note out how quick the Japan players are at changing their loadouts. It's just like completely different setup. Like, NA players take a lot longer to make these changes. Goof starting off with some very strong pressure, just taking advantage of the long-range nature of the dragon and just straight up evading its entirety. Toaster not helping too much with boxing, just a little too slow for just two roasters and Goof's relentless pressure. That dragon finally going to come in handy, gets a nice poke in there, but Pocoyan is now incapable of taking any more damage and has to play very carefully. Goof throwing off, or Pokeyan switching over to double toaster to try to box out these double roasters. But from my own experience, it doesn't necessarily work out as well as you'd like. Goof starting off with a solid lead, especially after getting out of that rush, and is just continuing to get small pokes and punishes, throwing out roaster after roaster, charging up rush, and he's gonna dive right in, reading that reaction, and gets another round. Oi, random. Yo. You will know you start with Jordan. So it's been about 2 hours so far, right? Yep. Oh, it's been about 3 hours. Oh. Yeah. Wow, this has been a long event. Pocoyan, feeling forced, pressured out of their own character, swaps over to Springtron to try to zone out Goof in this, what might be their final round with Goof here in the winners finals. Throwing on the Dragon Toaster, trying to utilize that spacing that it might be capable of doing, but Goof just quickly closing in that distance and is just throwing out a barrage of attacks. Dragon finds its window to slip in, and that's going to give Poco a quick opportunity to get an EMP, holding onto a permanent charge stasis and allowing them to more effectively box down with Goof. That going to be a very unsafe EMP though. Goof quickly closing in the distance and gets a strong punish. Tries to dive in for the rush, but that's only going to give Poco a rush of their own. And now, Poco just looking for an opportunity to try to bring this in, utilize that Dragon and this EMP state to overwhelm Goof. But it's not going to be effective as Goof sees a nice, safe read and is able to successfully shield. Poco holding on to a light lead, utilizing the Toaster and Dragon, and just zoning Goof out. Goof struggling to try to close in that distance, get the opportunity to get some damage in. Potentially trying to bait out an EMP as well to capitalize on it. Sees one blink of an eye moment to land a 310 rush, and is now looking for just one more hit. Recognizes that evasive movement, and Goof is able to take the first round. Poco had a pretty strong start there, just needs to find a way to fine-tune a couple more tools and approach to might be able to bring this back. But so far, Goof starting off in a very advantaged state, just with some very nice reads, a couple of very strong plays, and just an incredible zoning and neutral play. Poco not even going to look for an EMP until this point, as Goof has to slowly climb back onto the platform. Another well-aimed snipe, and Poco going to end up getting caught out as Goof throws out a fierce rush. And now Goof just looking for a few more hits. One more hit, one more grab, or two more hits otherwise will be enough. Poco still has to take down a third of Goof's health. But with a couple of well-aimed Dragons, Poco is slowly starting to bring this back. A nice deflect, a solid window, and that's going to knock Goof into the red. Goof is quickly building up a rush though, and is going to dive straight into the ring, looking to see a nice opportunity, capitalizes on it, and Poco is taken out. Goof moving on to Grand Finals. With a clean 3-0 sweep. Goof just can't get messed with. You take care, Spicy. You get a good sleep, love. Goof just too scary of a man at his zoning. Can't keep up with him. Nobody can. Definitely one of the best players of the NA scene. Just the way he's able to zone and move around with Mechanica. It's fierce. Few people can keep up with it. Let's see how the lower brackets are going. Cold, I believe he decided to dip out. Let Hebero move on in the bracket. And Hebero was able to take Yotown down 2-0. And is now awaiting the winner of either Iceman or Torio. I have to find out. When I play, I get anxious. A lot of it could just be mentality or just the way you approach this game. There can be a lot of intimidating things when you. There's not so much safe play, or there is safe play, but it takes a lot more advanced understanding to know how to play this game safely compared to Smash Brothers or something like that, where Smash Brothers you have a lot of very clear moves that are like, this won't get you hurt. This is a great way to be patient. Where in ARMS, like, anything can be a huge risk. I think we are now waiting for Iceman and Torio to finish, and then it will be Hebero versus the winner of that. We'll probably want to stream the rest of the matches. If you want to watch. I'm kind of in the mood just to sit and ramble. We'll wait out a bit. I guess, well, at this point, it's a little difficult, Hebro, because we've got 3 streamers. And, yeah, once we get to losers round 3... it's going to be a little tight because we've got 3 streamers but only 1 match. We tried splitting it up this way so that lower brackets could catch up a little more effectively. It'd just be us? Okay. You're not a high-risk player, so you play safe. That's a problem too, is the fact that if you play too safely, there's actually a lot of weaknesses to playing too safely and too patiently that a lot of players can capitalize on very easily. Until then, Heb, did you want to join this lobby? Because we might as well get things set up. No sense having that not happen. So yeah, you definitely, yeah, that's what, if I remember correctly, yeah, you're a very safe player where you generally were waiting around and then you would always want to respond. You do need to find ways to kind of pressure and poke your opponent. Just to kind of keep up your momentum and find like rhythms and ways that you can try to force your opponent into things so that you can capitalize and get some good punishes. Oh, I'm starting to get tired. Let's see. So it's almost 11. I've got the speedy fist run. Okay, yeah. I think I was aiming for hoping this would finish by 11. Oh god, no, I was hoping for it to finish by 10. Yeah, because I still haven't done dishes and I need to be able to do dishes. This is getting really tight. I'm gonna be losing sleep, chances are. That when I feel unsure, you completely struggle. Yeah. Well, there's just... Once you start being unsure as to what you're doing, it's like... It's really difficult because you only have, like, so many options. You have a couple... You have your dash, you have your shield, you have jump, and you've got flailing your punches. And it's like... If you're not composed and focused, you're going to make a lot of very risky play. Like, you'll think you're playing safe, but you'll make very risky plays that can be easily punished. Just doing a bit of talking to someone. See, they're still going on their fight, yeah. So yeah, once they get theirs finished up, let's see. They haven't said anything as to how it's going, but I'm guessing it's a pretty close match. I'm actually going to take this moment to go to the washroom again. I'll be right back. Don't forget there's commands. You can play around with silly things like quote and command leave. It's a fun... Actually, with how things are right now, we could probably just... I sure probably did this. I'm going to move over to a break. We'll be back in a minute. Until then, enjoy some nice music. Thanks to the subscribers of Planet Scrapstar.
Machiavelli, Aristotle, Gabe and Plato, yet you still equate my intellect to that of a potato. This place would fall apart without my ever watchful eye. They might tell you I'm a half-wit, it's a great big bloody lie. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My way around here, every catwalk, every cave, and since you're dead I've quite appreciated not being your slave. Maybe someday I might get to taste the big time for a change. There's so much I do for science here, so much I'd rearrange. So don't call me a moron, I'm super astute. There is no conundrum that my core cannot compute. No, don't call me a moron, you fostered balloon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon. My IQ's the infinite space from here to the moon.
Hello! We have returned. And it looks like the winner has been determined to be Iceman, to be facing off against Hebrot. Players are ready. All that we need are the two to step into the ring. Shout out to Hebrot for giving me the 179th quote for this channel. is a very good one. I approve. Alright, starting off. This is going to be the first time we're seeing Heberot on this, or be streamed in this tournament. We've seen a lot of Iceman, but we have not had the chance to really enjoy the magnificence and glory of Heberot, the clapback Cobra. Starting off the match, he's gonna step into the ring, utilizing a boomerang clapback loadout to try to zone out Iceman's attacks. But so far, Iceman has two pretty solid arms for countering the clapback. The Ice Dragon just capable of any shots that the Ice Dragon makes towards the clapback, they don't get reflected. And then the Chakram just works around that clapback. So no matter what he's trying to do, Iceman has him put in a bad place here. And we see exactly that as Iceman takes the first round dominantly and forces, and Heberot going to change up, maybe not necessarily forced, but Heberot's going to respond to this by switching over to double boomerang to try to work around the Chakram Ice Dragon loadout. Throws in a rush, but it's not going to be able to connect. Iceman quickly stepping aside and out of the way. And Heberot going to get caught by that Ice Dragon freeze as he skips right into it. Going to nearly dodge the majority of that rush, but ends up getting caught out by the Ice Dragon in the end, takes 155 damage, and cements Iceman a fairly light lead. Iceman continuing to deepen that lead with a couple of choice pokes, some wise punishes, and some solid play. Dodges right behind the double boomerang rush and ends up taking only a light amount of damage in the end. Throws out a rush of his own, but Heberot going to be able to safely block it. Both players trade, Heb being frozen in place, but successfully knocks Iceman down with a quick boomerang. Heberot trying to find a poke here or there, but is just gonna get sniped down by the Ice Dragon, and Iceman takes the first round. Oh yeah, defensive play is good in this game, but you have to be careful because if you're too defensive, it's not gonna work out. You're gonna get hurt by some feisty damages of your opponent's pokes. Because you can play defensively but still aggressive enough, and that usually allows for, that's how you get a good zoning play, is you're playing defensively but you still have aggression going on. And that's one of the stronger play styles in this game, just because of the fact that that is exceptionally safe. It's very difficult to punish, and it can get you some nice damage. But if your opponent finds a way in, you really need to know your options. Otherwise, you're going to get snuffed out like a little flame. Like a candle flame. Heberot switching over to the Kablammer here, trying to utilize it to wall out Iceman in his attacks. So far, not having too much luck with it, as Iceman just definitely dodging around it time and time again. At close range, it's going to be a little bit more effective just because of the fact that there's a lot less time that it has to be out. Iceman going to get caught by that rush. Heberot landing 160 damage. Misses out on the Kablammer rush though. These two arms are definitely very difficult to line up together to get strong damage. Especially when your opponent is on top of you with heavy pressure. Kablammer really not working out in this case for Heberot. As Iceman gets a well-timed grab and takes the first round. Diving right into our next round, Heberot chooses to go back to the double boomerang loadout, and is going to taste a 350 damage rush. Just getting caught out one time, left a little too vulnerable while in the air. Very little Kid Cobra can do against a Chakram when he is just suspended in the sky. Iceman going to get caught by that rush, gets taken down for 110 damage and loses that Dragon Arm. Hebro starting to find some tempo, but Iceman quickly diving back in and is just going to get right back into the attack. Hebro, a little too hesitant, gives him a nice opportunity to get that Dragon Arm back. And now Iceman just rushing in and is looking to gun Hebro down. And that's going to be a successful rush. Not going to connect with the Ice Dragon though, keeping Hebro in the game. But he only has enough health to take a couple more hits. And that's going to be those 2 hits as Iceman takes another game from Hebro. Heat up, Hebro. What? Wait, don't we have more? Yeah, no, this is the lower semis. I think there's still one more. I don't know what the score for Iceman for Torio was. Alright, yeah. Hebro is back. I'm gonna have to fix up the scores now. Hebro is still in this. We've got, I think, yeah. This is the last stand of the EU. Wait. Yeah, this is the last stand of the EU. If he's not able to take Iceman, or if Iceman is able to take him down, top 3 will have representation from players from all around the world. Talk about equality. Starting off this match, Iceman going to quickly equip a Dragon Arm after a couple quick hits from the Popper. And is starting off in a bit of an advantage state. A little bit behind on health, but does have a Dragon Arm and a lot more of the stage to his advantage. And he's going to slowly start taking that lead with a couple of quick hits, just barely missing out a few times, and Hebro able to sneak out and gets an uncharged popper, followed up by a charged one, knocking Iceman down and giving Hebro a lot more space to work with. Iceman throwing out a couple of hits on the barriers here. Likely not too interested in them, Iceman's playing a very direct approach right now, so those pillars are just giving Hebro a lot more space to work with. It's also stopping that next Girth Chakram that Iceman is just constantly trying to barrage Hebro with. So, to quickly catch you up on this, this is the Regional Lag Fest, the first of a hopefully new ARMS tournament online tournament series, in which case we invite players from all around the world to compete in a casual-ish tournament that's available for any players of all kinds. Do be warned, there is lag. Lots of regional lag. It allows us to have cool moments like Iceman, top of the food chain of various communities, Iceman, Hebero, and Goof duking it out in an epic battle. Iceman just looking for a one more confirmed to be able to move on. But Hebero pushing back is getting some nice damage in and is going to be able to safely block that. But the shield break as Iceman times his Ice Dragon out and is able to pierce through and lands the full brunt of that rush. And we'll move on to face off against Pocoyan. So yeah, basically, Regional Lagfest is an online ARMS tournament that has players from around the world competing in a competitive setting-ish where there is lag, but these are players trying their best. And that's a 3-0 for Iceman. There we go. We're all set. I'm just going to try to get a score quickly so I can update things. Some more attention. Otaku! If you're looking for ARMS attention, you've come to the right place. I have an obsession... Well, maybe... Well, I do a lot of ARMS-related things. Just to talk about a few of the things I do... I do various bootlegs of tournaments if there's an event that's not going on, but I'm free to do it. Tomorrow I'm going to be hosting the Champions of the Era tournament, even though that's not happening because I'm making my own bootleg of it. Tomorrow morning, in less than 12 hours, less than like 10 hours approaching, I'm going to be speedrunning on Speedy Fists, and I'm going to be doing an ARMS run. And on Mondays, I have an event called the Scrapstar Series, which is quite literally just 3 different regional ARMS tournaments happening. You can catch them all here on this channel. Or you can join my community, and there's usually updates about this kind of stuff there too. Enough about my rambles, though. We are going to move into this match. Pocoyan going in Nade Ram against Iceman, utilizing the Sparky Ram. Oh, I should also... Both players looking to take this to move on to face off against Goof, who has taken both of these players down by his own hand and has forced them to fight each other off to determine who will be making it to face off against Goof in the Grand Finals. Iceman gets a stun in, but is not able to capitalize on it. Pocoyan just applying a steady amount of pressure and really giving Iceman an exceptionally difficult time. One more Ram is going to be able to connect, and Pocoyan takes the first round. Pocoyan starts off taking the lead with a nice nade and is going to safely block that rush, putting him in a very advantaged state. Getting caught out by that Ice Dragon though, putting him in, making it a little bit difficult to close that distance in, but he's going to be able to find that opportunity, dives right in with the Ram Nade loadout, gets 370 damage and puts himself in a strong position. Iceman trying to create some space, set himself up to get a nice Dragon Arm, and that's likely going to be it, as he's going to be able to utilize the grab's ability to give Iceman, or Min Min, a Dragon Arm without needing to even charge it up. Iceman trying to close in the distance, get a nice confirm, some kind of setup. There's a combo. He's not going to go for the rush yet. Likely looking for a little bit more damage before he goes in for that kill. But this could potentially give Pocoyan the opportunity just to bring this back and get a second win taking the first game. Iceman has to play very carefully, as any setup could easily be a win for Pocoyan at this point. That's going to be able to connect. It's not enough to KO. Pocoyan still inside of this match, just hanging in by a thread and is definitely dodging around these dragons, but a self-explosion from a charged nade is going to be enough to take Pocoyan down. The nade being a pretty risky arm. When it's charged, it has that explosion, which can be really beneficial, really helpful, but if your arm takes damage and it's in a charged state, and it's something that's like a nade, that's like a kablammer, or a tri-blast, those arms can actually self-explode on the user, and it's caused a lot of misfortunes. Iceman now ready with the rush, is going to dive right in, but is going to get overwhelmed as Poco going to be the first one to finish off his chain and takes a solid health lead off of that rush exchange. Iceman trying to find an opportunity to get a Dragon Arm set up, but this Ram Nade combo just giving him such a difficult time, giving him very little room to breathe, and as soon as he thinks he's found it, a Ram just comes swooping in from the side, sniping him down, and causing him to, knocking him into the red. Iceman now in a very perilous state. If he gets caught by anything, he will be knocked out. And it's going to be one wandering nade right into his face as he goes for that Dragon Arm. And allows Pocoyan to take the first game. Pocoyan itching to continue this match, to close things out. Dives straight back in, and Iceman throws on the Dr. Coil. Goof is not the only one with a capable coil in their loadouts, or in their setup. As Iceman's gonna quickly throw on a coil of his own, wrap up with a coil of his own. Pocoyan switching over to a double nade loadout to respawn, and starts off very offensively with a handful of serious blows, putting himself in a light advantage state. Pocoyan quickly charges up and rush, but is going to whiff it, unfortunately, as Iceman has a quick fall and does not end up getting caught by the full knockback. Iceman gonna hold onto that rush, chooses to go for the grab instead. At such a health deficit, it would be unwise, it would be risky to throw out a rush at that point, as there's a good chance that he might just not be able to bring things back, which would just mean that he wouldn't have a rush available in this next round. So Iceman making a wise choice and choosing to hold on to it. Puts the T-Bird down and it chooses to equip the Seiki in response to this match and its occasion. But so far, Pocoyan starting off responding to this with some moderate aggression and power, but Iceman finally gets a nice stun in there and is going to be able to land 375 damage. Even with that rush though, Iceman doesn't have too strong of a lead. A quick rush from Pocoyan can easily bring things back, or just a nice nade hit connecting. But that Siki causing Poco a lot of trouble here and is preventing them from really capitalizing or taking any opportunities to get some strong damage in. Iceman now has completely turned the tables on this round and is now looking for a single more hit. And that's going to be a Sparky connecting, bringing the score to 1-1. Pocoyan responds to this adjustment by throwing on a Ram Ram to try to cover Koyo's wide movements. Slowing down a little bit, not diving in too much to prevent himself from getting caught out by that Siki. He's gonna get caught by a quick catch, recognizing that Pocoyan had left himself open. And sees a nice stun, self-stun from Iceman Siki, allowing Pocoyan to throw out a very rewarding rush. Another Ram Ram going to connect, and now the score very even. Pocoyan gonna get stunned, but Iceman getting caught out by the Ram Ram, and a chain of self-explosions, Pocoyan able to bring things back and takes the round. Claiming the second game. Pocoyan just hopping straight back in. Might have made a quick adjustment, changing things up just so that they're ready to handle maybe one more thing that Iceman might have under their sleeve. And it's going to be a Ribbon Girl this time. The question is Ribbon Girl going to help out in this matchup? And Pocoyan has a Biffler ready in response to this. Likely you setting it up as a nice counter to Dr. Koyo. But it's also a really good counter against Ribbon Girl. Starting things off. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, these two already fought. This is a rematch of back in the first rounds. So both players already know quite a bit about how this match is going to go. One of the big differences being the fact that this is Sparring Arena rather than the Sky Arena. Pocoyan going to take some heavy damage from just a wall of Sparky and Siki. But is still in the match. If he takes a rush here, that's going to put him at critical. But I do believe he would survive even if he took the full hits from the rest of the rush. But cannot take a hit beyond, as that could easily be the KO. Gonna safely block that out, but gets caught one more time, and Iceman gonna take the first round with a 50% health lead. Pocoyan responding to this, switches on the Ram Ram. A very solid coverage tool, good at catching Ribbon Girls, good at catching a lot of things, and will allow Poco to be able to box out a little bit more with Iceman and his tools. Sees a nice opportunity to dive straight in for the rush, and is just going to go in for 280 damage. Iceman going to get stunned out by that Siki a second time. And now Poco holding on to a mild lead here. Likely looking to try to play things a little safely, as any of those Siki stuns can lead into a hefty rush. Iceman caught out a third time by that Siki, just causing him a lot of problems. As that charge state, much like other explosive arms, the Siki also has that electrical state, which means that if Iceman gets blown up by the Siki, rather than just taking an explosion to the side, Iceman just ends up taking a full stun, which can lead the opponent to a lot of very safe and rewarding punishes. Poco safely dodging that Siki and is able to throw out a rush, bringing the score to 1-1. Poco now looking for one more round to be able to take this and move on to the grand finals. Iceman switching things over, puts on the revolver. This can be a very powerful loadout, but it can also very easily get overwhelmed if you're not careful while utilizing it. That's going to be a very solid rush though. Revolver capable of dealing heavy amounts of damage, and Pocoyon knocked down by 445. Pocoyon ready with a rush, but is on critical health. Cannot take too much more damage. Iceman still at 50%. Has a light lead and will likely have rush pretty soon. With these combined arms just charging up a lot of rush. Iceman just looking for one more confirm, one more opportunity. Any stun will be enough for Iceman to take this round. But Pocoyon is now ready with a rush of their own. And if they just find a nice confirm, can very likely just overwhelm Iceman and his own rush. But that leap is going to get caught out by the revolver. And Iceman able to bring the score to 1-1. Or gets his first point against Pocoyon's 2. Iceman sticking with his loadout. Pocoyon, I believe, sticking with his own loadout as well. And likely looking to try to bring things back with these tools. Heading straight back into sparring ring. This could very easily be the same matchup that we just saw. Iceman switching over to the Sparky Isiki again. Maybe hoping that it's gonna work out a little more unfavorably this time around. Or expecting a change from Pocoyon. Pocoyon just sticking with this loadout. That's gonna be a lot of shield damage and almost a nut break disarm. But Iceman breaking through at the most critical of moments and is able to just keep himself in the game without getting taken any too heavy of damage. Even beyond that point though, Pocoyon has just been applying so much damage, and Iceman's just nearly in the red. Pocoyon, though, getting caught out by that rush. Any grab is now in very critical states and cannot take any more hits. Does have a rush quickly building up, though, and if Pocoyon is able to throw it out, can quickly bring things back, but it's going to be an uncharged Sparky, knocking him down and giving Iceman his first round here. Iceman confident in this loadout, is going to stick with it, safely dodging that rush. Puts himself in a pretty solid position as Iceman is going to quickly get a rush ready of his own. A quick stun, and he's going to quickly capitalize on that rush, dealing 450 damage and cementing a hefty lead. Pocoyon a lot more afraid to shield now after getting caught out by Iceman just a little bit ago. Definitely putting a lot more anxiety under his belt. And now Pocoyon really struggling to keep up with Iceman. And with Iceman just continuing to get these solid snipes, these stuns. The Isiki really starting to give Poco the jitters, and it's going to knock him down. Oh, bringing the score to 2-2. Iceman gonna stick with Ribbon Girl. We're gonna have to see if Sparring Ring is picked again. Randomizer is fickle like that sometimes. And it looks like we're going to be going to the Scrapyard. I believe the last time these two fought, Scrapyard was very advantaged for Pocoyon. But here I could see it being a lot more advantage for Iceman as he's going in with Ribbon Girl. And Ribbon Girl just has so much freedom here. A nice popper can balance out this matchup though, especially with a Mander in tow. And we're going to start off with Iceman getting a stun grab combo and puts himself into a light lead. Pocoyan continuing to get these light these charged hits in with the popper though, and is just keeping the health pools relatively close with just these well-aimed snipes. Both players ready with rush, quickly charged each other's up, and we're just looking for an opportunity. Poco going to be able to find that chance, gets a 330 damage rush combo, and is now just looking for a couple more hits to take this first round. Iceman definitely not used to the tempo of this new loadout that Poco is utilizing, and it's giving him a lot of rough time, as he's definitely a lot more used to trying to handle the Biffler and that Ram, which were a lot slower and a little more direct. Another Mander connects, and now Iceman, at a single frame of health, gets the stun, but is KO'd by the Mander in the process. Not able to capitalize on that stun from the Siki. And now, Pocoyan looking for one more round to be able to take this lower finals and move on to the grands. Iceman starting off very strong, gets a couple of quick hits with the revolver and a Siki stun, allowing him to follow up with a strong grab, and is quickly chipping Poco down into 50% health. The revolver being an effective tool against the popper, as both are light arms, which means that they are going to contest with each other. Both would be bested by a medium weight arm such as the Mander or the Siki. But the revolver beats out the popper because it has 3 shots, while the popper only has 2 shots in its attack. So generally the revolver is going to be able to outpunch the popper, sometimes even only needing 1 bullet to take down both of the shots of the popper. That said, that popper has a huge range, and if Iceman isn't careful, can easily just catch him out. He's been nearly blowing himself up with the Siki Rush. That explosion is not friendly to its user. If they're close enough to it, it can actually inflict some serious damage and put the user of that rush in an extremely bad situation. Iceman looking to try to just chip Poco down, but he's not going to have that chance, as 1 rush confirm is all he needed. And Poco going to move on to face off against Goof in the grand finals. So yeah, there we have it. We've got, in second place, EU. Or in third place, the EU community with one of their bests, Iceman, gonna take third place in the first regional Lagfest. Heading up, we now have Goof of USA and Pocoyan of Japan, both Mechanica mains. This is delightful. This is going to be delightful. I always love myself some mechs. And we're just gonna get things set up. Pocoyan will be facing off against Goof. Pocoyan having to come up from the lower ends of the brackets though, will be in a disadvantaged state, requiring a bracket reset to be able to take Goof down. And will have to do it a second time afterwards in order to claim the tournament. So this could just be a very vicious chain of battles. We can have upwards of 10 matches. 10 matches could happen right before our eyes, right here. Starting things off, We have Poco going in with the revolver here, trying to weave in between those the attacks that Goof has. And Goof going to go in with the double roaster. Just, it's worked so well for him up to this point. It's something he understands and knows how to use especially effectively. And generally just has given him so many good opportunities. Poco going to be able to get a quick poke in with the revolver though, and a nice grab confirm. Keeps the health pools very close to even. Poco does have a really risky rush to land too, as the Mander revolver just require really on point aim to be able to connect properly. Where these double roasters are just going to be able to very safely throw him out and get some heavy damage. Goof just looking for one more hit, two more hits to be able to take Poco down. And sees just a very safe opportunity to dive straight in, not going to play any games, and takes the first round. Poco going to throw on the revolver, or keep that Mander revolver loadout, sees the moment to go in for the rush, but just like I said, that is a very difficult rush to land correctly. And if Poco doesn't aim properly, it's going to whip really hard. I could actually see this being kind of fun. I might want to practice this. Pocoyan starting off with a nice advantage though. The revolver Mander just kind of pushing Goof into a very pressured position. But once Goof starts getting that momentum, starts getting to capitalize on that armor, he's just going to eat through so many of these attacks and just dish out a heavy amount of damage. Another hit on Pocoyan, and Pocoyan almost in the critical state. Goof still above 50% health. This is going to be a very difficult climb for Pocoyan if they're going to be able to do this. Especially with that shield quickly weakening, and Pocoyan now has no more health to be able to take any hit, and is going to be an uncharged roaster, giving Goof the first round. I'm not gonna have time to do dishes, which means I'm not gonna have time to have a breakfast. Oh, this sucks. Oh well. This is what I do in the name of arms. Poco gonna switch over, puts a Hydra and a Megawatt in their loadouts. Potentially gonna try to wall out Goof's attacks. This does genuinely feel stuff that I would do. A lot of this stuff is stuff that I've tried before. Some of it with varying success. But unless you can just get that aim right, get in the right positions, there's a lot of cases where Goof will just kind of walk around them and snipe you down. His zoning is just incredible, and he's able to just keep his momentum going and keep that charged state for so long that there's a lot of cases where it's just impossible to find your way in. Both players holding about even. Goof being a little looking to be a little careful, is going to be able to bait out that rush. Pocoyan thinking that they had a safe punish, but Goof just deftly dodging right out of the way of it, utilizing Mechanica's movement, and has put Pocoyan in critical states, only capable of taking a single more hit. A safely blocked Megawatt is going to give Goof a wide opening to dive straight in, double roasters, and takes Pocoyan down. Pocoyan quickly putting that Megawatt away, just not working out for him there. Is going to try the Mander once more, does get some chip hit, but unfortunately did not have a charged state anymore, which allowed Goof to land a full rush. Goof just applying an immense amount of pressure on Pocoyan, preventing him from really getting any kind of opportunities Pokeyan does have a rush ready though, and if he can find a nice confirm, can easily, or has the potential to bring this back, but that rush is going to knock him into a final hit. And now Pokeyan cannot get hit by that roaster. Unfortunately, he does. And that's going to give Goof a second game. Goof now looking for one more win, one more successful match to be able to close out the first regional lag fest and be crowned champion of the world. World's best Wi-Fi warrior right here. Oh, we could give that as the title. That would be amazing. Okay, that's what we'll have to do. Pokeyan switching over to Revolver Seiki, seeing it work so well effectively against him, hoping that maybe he can find a way to make it work against Goof. Starting off though, Goof just dishing in some heavy damage and puts himself in a very advantaged state. Pokeyan finds another stun grab opportunity and he's quickly trying to balance things out. Gets a nice grab in there. And now is holding on to a light lead. Gets stunned by his own Seiki though, which gives Goof a little bit more opportunity to start getting that momentum back that he likes to utilize. Pokeyan's quickly stepping back, recognizing that there just was not enough time to get an attack in there, as Goof could have easily punished it. And Goof gonna dive in for that rush. It's not gonna be able to connect as Pokeyan was ready for it. But Poco only is once again quickly knocked into a final health and almost gets knocked out by several roasters, but patiently waits things out. Unfortunately, did not wait long enough, as Goof zoning is able to snipe him down one more time. Now Goof looking for one more win to close things out and take the regional lag fest. Pokeyan in a very rough shape right now. Needs to be able to do basically a full reverse sweep starting with this round. If he gives Goof too much of an advantage, it's going to be curtains for him, as he just can't keep up with Goof once Goof's got that momentum going. Goof recognizes a very safe opportunity to go in for rush, dashes back so he can wall out those attacks. Pokeyan sees an essential chance to throw in that rush off of that one stun, and is going to take advantage of that shield, getting a nice grab, and puts Goof in the red. Both players now at critical health, neither one able to take too much more damage. Goof does have a rush ready. He chooses to throw it straight out, deals a lot of shield damage, and a final uncharged hit is going to be enough. Goof closing out the tournament with a score of 3-0. Oh. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, fabulous people of the internet. That closes out our first regional lag fest. Goof taking Pokeyan down. Goof just sweeping everybody. Cold Steer was the closest with the score of 2-1, but beyond that, Goof took Iceman down 3-0, 3-0'd Pokeyan, and then 3-0'd Pokeyan a second time. No, it's not like King, it's Wi-Fi Warrior. Hey bro, we need to create a special role for whoever wins these tournaments, and that role needs to be the Wi-Fi Warrior. Goof is the Wi-Fi Warrior. Congratulations. Good games from all around, except for me. And some excellent... It was very exciting. It was fun to watch. I do need to go to bed, like, right away, because, like I said, I've got a thing, like, really soon. In about 45 minutes, 9 hours and 45 minutes. I've got a thing coming up. Normally, I want 9 hours of sleep. I'm not going to be able to get 9 hours of sleep because I still need to do dishes. Wait, 8. Yeah. No, I think it's like 8 hours and 45 minutes. So it's even, I'm already off the 9-hour time, so that doesn't work. But yeah, my complaining aside, we are done. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to hit follow. I do have a Discord community. It is a very ARMS-focused community. You can also follow me on Twitter at flow_Malieve. And with all that said and done, I'm just gonna close things out here. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Ciao!